I don't understand what a portfolio standard is. Please explain in plain language and how that will help keep my power bill in check.
I can start with that. In 2007, the state of North Carolina was the first state in the Southeast to mandate to its electric utilities that some portion of the energy supplied to this state would come from renewable resources, wind and solar and biomass. That percentage actually ramps up from 0 in 2007 to 12.5% in 2021. What that does is it changes the portfolio or the mix of the energy that's supplied to the state. And so a portfolio standard is basically a mandate from the state government to the energy generators and suppliers that says that some portion of your mix, of your portfolio, has to include these renewable resources. And again, we were the first state in the southeastern United States to adopt that. We were the 26th state in America to adopt that. But what it said was, it's important to us to recognize that we are moving into a carbon-constrained future. And it's important enough to us that we are going to begin voluntarily as a state, not based on a federal mandate, but voluntarily to adjust our energy generation needs and reduce our carbon footprint and our greenhouse gas emissions. It's important enough to us to make that a requirement of the utilities. And basically what it does is it addresses both not only an energy generation concern, but also a public health and an environmental concern.
Okay. Yes.
May I address the viewer's concern or question about their bill and what something like a portfolio standard would do to their bill? A way to think about the portfolio standard is a way of, in essence, for North Carolina hedging its bets. As Tim mentioned, we face a carbon-constrained future, and what that means is that the energy sources that we use today, much of it here in North Carolina being coal, is going to go up in price. And we need to get experience with alternatives that don't bear that long-run price increase. And so in essence, it's a case of let's develop it, let's get some experience with it, so when that day comes, and your guess is as good as mine as to when Congress will particularly act, but I do believe it's inevitable, that when that day comes and we're faced with carbon constraints, and what carbon constraints mean basically is that we have to pay for the carbon that we're emitting, that we have some other options and some other alternatives that we can turn to and that which we have experience with, and we're not starting from ground zero but are well down the road already.
And to a part of the viewer's question, the portfolio to which we refer is consists of the group of fuel sources that our utilities currently use to supply energy. And in North Carolina, that is principally coal and nuclear, and we have some hydro. Those are the traditional fuel sources that our utilities have used for the generating plants that provide our energy. And natural gas has been a traditional fuel, and it is one for which we are increasingly reliant. Coal obviously has implications for carbon. It is a higher carbon fuel, and as John says, and as Tim said, we believe that we are going to be required to lower the carbon output of our generation. So the bill to which Tim referred is requiring in specific measures over a specific period of time that we increase the component of that portfolio that includes renewables, such as solar, wind, for example. Okay. So the portfolio is the generation mix.
Okay.